what are your projections? Where do you see the 2022 market? Do you see a crash? Do you see the market expanding? What do you see?
There is a lot of discussion currently about where the market is headed for 2022. A lot of the current millennials are anticipating a crash similar to 2008. I don't know if it's parents getting in their heads or, people fearful of what happens in the economy traditionally, which is we see the same trends over and over as we progress, but we're not expecting for 2022 exactly that crash. We're expecting a healthier market. Rates have been extremely low throughout the duration of the 2021 market, interest rates, and we expect that trend to continue. January is actually a really, really big time in terms of deciding where rates are going to go for the year. So prediction in January usually last throughout the year. We're going to really get an inside look into what rates will be doing in January, and that'll likely predict a lot of the trends in the market as we move forward. We do expect the sellers to hold their reign over this market as they have been. Dan Hale, chief economist from Realtor.com, actually expects that home prices are going to increase another 2.2% throughout the year. So we're expecting an increase in price, and we're expecting an increase in home sales as well to continue.
A market like Rhode Island, sandwiched in between New York, Connecticut, and Massachusetts, where, in some of those places, not so much Connecticut, but New York and Mass, where the prices are so darn high, it's still low enough here where there's room for that growth, for that appreciation.
I agree. I think there is a trend too that started in 2021 that stems a lot from work from home and workplace flexibility. So we're seeing a lot of people who are able to move to not only more suburban areas, they don't need to be in close proximity to work, but we're also seeing people, able to move from state to state. These online companies or companies that are taking their business online are allowing their employees to move out of state, to move across the country. Even a lot of Rhode Island real estate in specific, especially places like Jamestown, more rural, more quiet, but it's their oasis from the city. So places like New York, a lot of Connecticut, people are looking to escape and kind of hide out. And they did that a lot in Rhode Island in some of our major waterfront communities. And we've seen those prices skyrocket, and they were already very high. Those communities now we're seeing getting pushed out, and they're getting pushed into the middle. People looking to upsize, they're not able to afford their communities now. So they're going in, they're coming into these communities that otherwise they wouldn't have been living in. And we're kind of seeing a little bit of life come to some places in Rhode Island that we wouldn't have otherwise expected.
Courtney, there's one demographic, okay, that's really pushing and owning the real estate market. And you brought them up earlier. It's the millennials, right? How many millennials about? Do you know the number of how many millennials are coming into the market this year as first-time buyers?
There's about 45 million millennials entering the housing market in 2022. So they're really making up almost the entirety of the pool of buyers. I mean, the other buyers we're seeing are people who are selling their homes. They're either downsizing or they're looking to, move into their final home. We have those are called upsizers. So a lot of people, again, with this new work from home, they're looking for office spaces. So, people with only one child might need a 5-bedroom because mom and dad now need an office. There's going to be a playroom. There's a lot more space requirements coming from people who are purchasing homes now. And even this has trickled into things like floor plans. People don't always want to see floor plans that are open anymore because, you're going to have the kids running around in the back of dad's meeting or mom's meeting. They need separate rooms. Again, we need closed doors once again. So older style floor plans are actually coming back into play as a means of separation in the home. There's actually a really big, when you mentioned, young single people, a really big interest now in Airbnb markets too. So these are just investment properties. But now what people are looking to do is they're looking to purchase maybe those smaller homes or those homes that need work. Same with flippers and investors. So the investor market's really trying to take hold of what's going on in this market as well. Everybody who I know is trying to flip a home right now. So they're looking for rundown properties, and even those properties are going over asking. So sometimes the return on investment isn't even there because people are getting really excited about these. Then you have the Airbnb market, again, investors who are looking to purchase and start to get into real estate, get their feet wet and, get to make money by purchasing up these properties, whether it's multifamilies, Airbnb markets. We're seeing a lot of that down in South County, Rhode Island right now, and obviously across the nation as well. Florida has been a hotspot for this.